there have been a lot of misinformation from most of these obedient boys.
When you look at everything Mr. Arabami said in this video, you know that these people have hidden agenda. In short, Mr. Peter Obi must be wise at this moment. These people are planning ahead of 2027. Peter Obi should really take his time to know if these are the group of people he wants to work with come 2027 presidential election or not. This is time for him to take his stance. Even if it means going to form a new party, I don't think there is anything wrong with it, honestly.
So when did this reunion happen, and have you withdrawn all those charges against Mr. Abure?
As we speak now, we are 100% with Julius Abure, Alhaji Apapa, all of us, all of us in crisis, because it's happened in APC, it's happened in PDP, but are you getting me? All of us, we are back, to the party, so that we will now be able, to push aside, all these political party strangulators.
That will be the question.
So guys, you need to watch this video to the end. You need to really watch this video to understand the plans of these people against Mr. Peter Obi. So here is Mr. Arabami. This is one of the people that worked against Peter Obi. This man didn't even vote for the Labour Party because he was claiming that they had problem with Abure. And now they are luring Peter Obi. He said they are not going to let Peter Obi to go to Atiku in PDP, that Peter Obi must stay in LP. Nigerians, take a look at this. Don't you think these people have hidden agenda? He has now gone back to reconcile with Abure so that they can keep Peter Obi in the Labour Party, and when the election comes again, another crisis will start, just to destabilize Peter Obi's campaign, his election, and whatever is going to happen during that period. Don't you think there is sense in what I'm saying? Because this man was with Abure, but when Peter Obi came, we all know that this man was working for the APC. They destabilized the party, worked against Obi. Now, ahead of 2027, he is back again to Abure. He has now suspended all his allegations against Abure, that they've made peace, that they want Peter Obi to stay in the Labour Party. Don't you think these people are agents? Don't you think these people are trying to work against Peter Obi ahead of 2027? So now he will unite with Abure. Then close to 2027 presidential election, two of them might start clashing again, and you would think that clash is genuine. You will not know that that is a mechanism, to work against Peter Obi. So he has come out now to say, we will not let Peter Obi join Atiku in PDP. Peter Obi must stay in the LP, and when it's time, you are going to see what is going to happen. These people, because he is against obedience, he said some group of obedience are IPOB obedience, which is what I cannot even understand. In short, let me not talk further. Nigerians, let me know what you think about my own personal, analysis of all this. Let me know your thoughts, but just take a look at this video, watch it to the end, and then you deduct your own analysis from whatever he's going to say in this video. Honestly, it is painful to see how these people are just working against Peter Obi. I wish Peter Obi can just come up with his own political party. I wish Peter Obi can find another platform, and just leave Labour Party, because Abure is no longer that, together with Peter Obi. Neither is this man together with Peter Obi. Remember all the things he said against Peter Obi during the crisis he was trying to, inflame in the Labour Party. But that's not the case. Take a look at this video and let me know your thoughts.
We're in the realm of Labour Party right now. There's been a lot of debate on social media and off social media about this new directorate that has been announced, and we understand that obedience are averse to that. But then it's also been said that who are obedience anyway? We'll get all of those definitions and at least clarity to that matter this morning. We have joining us via Zoom Dr. Yunus Atanko, who's the chief spokesman of Obidati organization. He's live with us via Zoom. And right here in our studio is Dr. Arabami Abure. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Morning Brief.
Good morning.
Well,
thank you for having me.
Let me start with you, Mr. Arabami. First, are you obedient?
No, I'm not a member of I'm a member of the Labour Party.
So you're not obedient?
No,
okay.
I'm not.
But let's also deal with the your position in the party, because we know it has been under contention, and that's why you notice I just called your name. So you have Mr. Abure, and there's you as well. Who is the National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party? So we can clear that before we delve into the other matters.
Well, I have the instruction of the National Chairman to be here this morning.
Which National Chairman?
Of course, Julius Abure, in my capacity as the National Public Secretary, and I will, shed more light on that in the course of the program.
Okay, so just to be clear, because those are things we need to take out of the road before we move forward.
I have a lot, yes.
You and Mr. Abure, you are in talking terms now. You are now back together.
Yes, 100%.
But does he have a right to appoint who the publicity secretary? Isn't that the
No, I've been appointed before. It was disobedient Peter Obi, that actually came to alter the status quo, and we've been able to know who's our foe, who's our friend. So we, the original chieftain, owner of Labour Party, all of us have come back.
But there was a convention that he emerged the National Publicity Secretary.
Who?
Mr. Ifo.
Yeah, that's why I said, there are a lot of, explanation, to that. And that's why you see us
coming back. The argument here is it's great to hear that you and Mr. Abure are in the same ship.
Yes.
That's a good thing. Some level of stability, perhaps. But Mr. Julius Abure is the chairman of the party based on the convention.
No, not based on the convention. Based on our neck in Benin.
Is that
based on our neck in Benin?
So what happened to the convention that happened?
Precisely.
You see, the convention. There have been a lot of issues because, there was a restraining order. Remember, in last year, but it was this same Mr. Peter Obi, NLC, that actually, push Julius Abure to disobey that court order until when the Court of Appeal set aside that order in March this year. And when a court give an order, you must obey it, whether it is against you or it is for you. So these same people are now the one even saying we have suspended Abure, somebody had removed Abure, even when they knew all of them planned the convention together, but something, between them happens, and that was why you see Mr. Peter Obi coming out to say, oh, I'm not going to regulate the convention. And even today, the name of all of us from NEC Benin is on the ANE website. You can Google it. You won't see any changes on the ANE website regarding the national officers. So Mr. Julius Abure was duly elected in Benin as our national chairman of national secretary, while we have Alhaji Farouk from national vice chairman Northwest, moving to the national secretary, and I seated there was even the promoter, the mover of that motion.
So are you saying by the records now, whatever happened, where is it Newi now?
Yes.
It's invalid.
INEC did not even give any credence to that, to whatever happened in any way. But why am I here was to set the record straight about misinformation from most of disobedience about NLC setting up a caretaker committee on the altar that, somebody tenure has expired, somebody tenure has not expired. I think we also need to delve into that, because there have been a lot of misinformation from most of disobedience, but we, that actually piloted the affairs of the party in line with Section 122 of the Nigeria Constitution. That is why yesterday, in our discussion, all of you saw the press release I did yesterday against, Mr. Peter Obi, when he was saying obedient and not member of Labour Party, and we are quite happy that at least for now, he said obedient and not member of Labour Party. So we wish them wherever they want to go. Labour Party remain Labour Party. He said obedient and not member of Labour Party. That is fine by us.
Before we begin to explore that, Mr. Arabami, I'd like you to provide clarity on some issues that you just raised. First of all, since when did this reunion with Mr. Julius Abure happen? And does this mean that all of those charges that you initiated against Mr. Abure have been dropped? You've withdrawn them from court. And in that mix as well, does the convention not give power to the NEC? You're saying that the NEC you're here on the authority of the NEC. So does the convention not give power to the NEC? I hope you understand the question, in line with the laws of the Labour Party.
No, what I mean is this: anything done by anybody, during the pendency of a substitute order of a court is a nullity. But what I'm saying is this: these same people fighting with Julius Abure now are the same promoter of that disobedience, to the court order then. Because when Joseph Muazu of the FCT High Court restrained Julius Abure and 4 others, that was when Alhaji Apapa, came on board. But Mr. Peter Obi quickly organized a NEC meeting in Asaba, for expulsion, for suspension. But when the Court of Appeal, gave the judgment in favor of Julius Abure, we are law abiding, who, told the part of anybody, disobeying court order, because it's going to bring anarchy. That was respected, and we as a party, all of us decided to come together, it's someone for a peace meeting between us. And that was when we got to know that the obedience they are talking about, they even have their own hidden agenda. And that hidden agenda is not in consonant with the spirit and letter of those of us in the Labour Party, and that what causes the division between them and Julius Abure.
So the thinking now.
So when did this reunion happen, and have you withdrawn all those charges against Mr. Abure?
As we speak now, we are 100% with Julius Abure, Alhaji Apapa, all of us in crisis, because it's happened in APC, it's happened in PDP, but are you getting me? All of us, we are back, to the party, so that we will now be able, to push aside, all these political party strangulators.
Arabami, the question is, have you dropped the charges? It's a straight question.
No, we are not the one, that, fight the charges.
But you brought the charges even on to live studio.
That's what I'm saying.
To them.
No, we were not the one that brought the charges. It was the police, that put the charges. But do not forget, why those charges were subsisting, including thank God that will come online now. All of them came here, another TV station, to say, Court of Correctional Jurisdiction are not found Abure guilty. That was, what they were promoting then, even including Peter Obi and JLNC Joe Ajero. And do not forget, it was in that same secretariat that Joe Ajero invaded that secretariat against us, calling us all manner of names, including rodent. It was in the same secretariat that NSC invaded, to ask Abure to leave. It was in the course of it that, okay, we have to go the way of PDP and APC, settled our own, the remaining is with the police. But politically, we will not allow, the crisis, to fester for so long that we will not allow Mr. Peter Obi to take a part to go and join Atiku, just like the way they are doing. So we knew their plan, and that's why we also said, we need to explore political solution for, between ourselves. And when Court of Appeal, reinstated Abure, and he called for a peace meeting. We thought we don't have any choice that to say, he called us that, we must not allow most of these, political gladiators to take away the party. They want to seize the party, just for them to use it in 2027. Please, my brother, come together. Let us all come together. Let us all become one body. Since Court of Appeal just set aside that, purported, the judgment in March 2024. Every other thing done between March 2023 to 2024 by Julius Abure, is a nullity. So that was why he called on us to come together. Let us all come together at least and form a formidable front. So as we speak now,
right,
all of us in Labour parties, we have become one body against the obedient and Mr. Peter Obi.
So you don't believe that Mr. Abure is a forger? I remember that case, perjury.
No, I said
forgery.
that is pending before the police.
But you personally don't believe he forged anymore?
So you are not getting us. The matter is pending.
I know, but you personally, they used to see him as someone who forged, because that was what you were saying, that the police has evidence.
The incident happened and the police are investigating.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
So, but for you,
but for us, as far as we are concerned, now as a political party, if Peter Obi himself, did not see any reason with us then, and the police, are yet to, carry out the investigation, and even the court said no, this man will set him free. For this is better known to them, because I am not here to criticize, the judgment. But don't forget, we have even filed an appeal before the Supreme Court over that judgment.
So let's talk about the Directorate.
Yes.
So this Directorate now, are you saying obedience should now register? Who's going to head this Directorate? What is the essence of this Directorate which you have set up? Because you also said that there are two kinds of obedience. Yes. There are obedience in Labour Party and those you described as obedience IPOB wing. And I imagine that a lot of people would take exception to that, particularly obedience. So how is this going to work?
Well, thank you very much. In line with section of Article 14 of our Constitution, the chairman and NWC have the power to create all those, those appointments. But I think probably what went wrong was because Mr. Peter Obi, felt more comfortable with some group of obedient against the other. Why do I say so? In the NSC promoted National Caretaker Committee, we Peter Obi even sent his spokesperson. And I want to correct Nigeria. We don't have obedient campaign. Every campaign has been dissolved by all the political parties. Nobody is campaigning against anybody. Dr. Tanko could be referred to as media assistance or the spokesperson of Mr. Peter Obi. We should not be mentioning Obidati because we are not campaigning. INEC has not opened a president campaign so that they can get that further because it's only Labour Party that is still using that name, acronym, as if to say maybe we are in a sort of contest with the city president. Now, regarding the Directorate, this same Mr. Peter Obi that is complaining now was the one that ceded a lot of obedience to Joe Ajero to be appointed in the national committee, this interim committee headed by former NSC president Abdulwahid Omar. Imam respected so much. But when Julius Abure and us, we start together that okay, there are some obedient that say, look, we don't like the way Mr. Peter Obi is going. Let us pitch our tent here so that we can have a new Nigeria of our dream. Then he now came out to say, oh, obedient are not loyal to anybody. Now, if obedient are not loyal to anybody, then who submitted the list to Joe Ajero for them to be appointed as member? I have their names here. Member of the National Caretaker Committee. Even though it is illegal, they know. Mr. Peter Obi supported it. He supported it 100%. He sent Dr. Tanko there to go and meet them. He supported it. Dr. Tanko even read his own statement there, during the inauguration, of people I will call.
So from what we're seeing now, Mr. Arabami, the war has moved from Mr. Lamidi Apapa, yourself, Mr. Arabami, against Julius Abure and his team, to now you, Julius Abure, against Peter Obi and the obedient movement. Is that what we're dealing with?
Yes, that is what we are dealing with presently now, because they have a mission to use Labour Party as a tool to destabilize Nigeria, and that is what Abure told them. No, Nigeria might be surprised that what they call the friction between Julius Abure and Mr. Peter Obi. It is just simple for one singular reason. Julius Abure will not allow anybody to promote Labour Party as a party that will divide Nigeria in future. Right. That was the division, and he has to retrace himself back.
Sorry, Kyle, just before he goes, what happens to Oluchi? Is she part of your team?
Oluchi, as we speak now, has decided, to move over to Mr. Peter Obi's side.
That's a national. So Oluchi is the national treasurer that was suspended.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Arabami, we have to thank you so much. I wonder if this will then lead to you making a decision. And I'm talking to Mr. Abure about Mr. Peter Obi. Maybe are you planning to suspend him or take decisive action?
Well, I don't think the question of suspension. He has made the point clear that
he's still a member of the Labour Party.
No, with the way we are looking at him now, he doesn't seem to want to work with Labour Party, because what he wants to do for them was to plan, the suspension of Abure, which it is otherwise null and void. That's number one. Number two.
Okay, quickly.
Number two, if he wants to stay in Labour Party, he must respect the party constitution. He's just a member of the party. He's not the leader of the party. The error most of them make.
He's not a leader of the party.
What do you mean by?
Yeah, in our Labour Party constitution, now chairman is the leader of the party. We are different from PDP and APC.
Oh, okay.
This was what they thought is operative in our party when they were coming from PDP. The national chairman is the leader, is in our constitution.
So if you have a presidential, if somebody that won the presidency,
yes,
and you have a national chairman, who is now who is going to be the leader?
Our constitution does not,
No.
He's the national chairman. And let me tell you, we have a president. My father, was a member of UPN. The president's seat before the national chairman of UPN will come. APN. UPN, even when Awolowo is, the one running for president, the national chairman, the Awolowo will have to be on ground before the national chairman. Even in the state, Onabanjo will be there before the national chairman.
Mr. Arabami, it's quite interesting to see that the enemy of my enemy
is now
my friend. Mr. Tanko joining us right now via Zoom. Mr. Tanko, I know you've been following the conversation, and I'd like you to respond just frontally to some of the issues raised by Mr. Arabami in the studio earlier on. So he's saying, on the one hand, that they are in charge of a party and they have a right to decide the kind of structure, which is why this directorate was introduced. And then he has exceptions, or he's taking exceptions to how Mr. Peter Obi is carrying on, plus other things he raised. Mr. Tanko, over to you now.
Thank you for having me, Kyle. Good morning, Nigeria. Let me quickly clear this particular air that I speak for Mr. Peter Obi and Deputy Arabami. It's an organization now agreed that the elections is out of the way, but I speak on their behalf. And then I have full authority at any time in which they want me to say one or two things about certain issues that concern their interests. That is by the side. And with regard to the party is very, very clear as regard to what leaderships are and who is in charge of the political party. Naturally, the chairman of the political party is the chairman of that political party. And it's very important to note that a political party is a public institution. In this case, the Labour Party was a creation of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the TUC. But it is a public institution. So no particular individual can say he owns it. It belongs to the public. And so therefore, every member of the party is as equal to the chairman as the case may be. The chairman may be in the saddle of leadership. You only direct according to the position of the constitution of the party, null and void. So anything that is done outside the constitution of the party is totally unacceptable. So in the creation of directorate whatsoever, it is the prerogative of the constitution to give powers to the National Working Committee to create directorates. But the directors were very, very clear. It didn't give it the nomenclature of what it is called. It is Directorate of Mobilization, Information, and all of those particular directorates were clear. And that is where I was made the Director of Information on Media of the Labour Party as at the last time before the Innewi Convention. So these are clear. But when you say you are now giving a directorate to a particular group of individuals, don't forget there are different groups of individuals that can join a political party. The constitution of the party also recognizes that groups can join the political party, individuals can join the political party. So what it simply means is that you can have a directory for Unity Tanko group, you can have a directory for Kayode's group, you can have a directory for an obedience. So it doesn't work like that. You can have only a directory for mobilization, which is clear in the constitution of the party. So when His Excellency rejected that particular issue as regard to of obedient movement giving a directorate, it insults the sensibility of the group, the obedient group. Let me make a clarification. The obedient movement is an entity of its own, because what we believe is that every home in Nigeria has one person who is an obedient person. And let me explain further. An obedient movement is they are a group of people who are interested in good governance, nothing more, nothing less. And then the messages of His Excellency Peter Obi resonated with this individual, and so what, it was captured as an obedient movement.
But is the obedient movement bigger than Labour Party, Mr. Tanko? Is the obedient movement, is it bigger than the Labour Party?
Oh, far, far bigger. Far, far bigger.
It's bigger than the Labour Party.
It is.
So,
because it is a move of its own that have a life of its own. What they are interested in is good governance. Even if the Labour Party is doing something that is wrong, they are ready to challenge it. Let me go further. Even His Excellency, if he does something that is not in line with good governance, the obedient movement will challenge it.
So you have you have strong reservations about that disclaimer issued by the presidential candidate saying that there's nothing like obedient directorate movement.
Yes, now he said it very clear that you cannot. He said that the obedient movement cannot be under the auspices of the Labour Party. It's an independent movement of its own, demanding for good governance. It's not a request, they are demanding, because the youth of the Nigerian states have noticed that our leaders have failed them in every aspect of their dealings. And so therefore they continue to agitate and demand for the right thing to be done. And it is that particular connection, because of the statements and the positions of His Excellency Peter Obi, that have resonated with them, that connect them together.
So, Mr. Tanko.
And so they walk in that particular line.
My apologies. So, does it mean that Obedience, they are loyal to Mr. Peter Obi? What are they exactly loyal to? Who are they loyal to?
They are loyal to the messages that correct for good governance. And Peter Obi is championing that particular good governance.
Okay, so now we're seeing, it looks like the issue of Labour Party is an unending issue. Initially, we saw how Frontal, Mr. Arabami were all in arms against Mr. Julius Abure. This took very long. We spoke to all parties, and now it has shifted gears to now Mr. Julius Abure joining forces with Mr. Arabami and the rest of them against Peter Obi and the Obedient movement. Where does this leave the Labour Party? Because the presidential candidate of that party, Mr. Peter Obi, is not going anywhere.
Exactly. Right from the beginning, what was the cause of the problem between our Papa group and Arabami? It was clear. They came out and accused Abure of manipulation, of forgery, and not responding to issue that was raised against him by some of our candidates in Ebonyi State. Meaning that they are asking for the right thing to be done. What they said was that the chairman should shift while they investigate the matter and ensure that if he's found culpable, Mr. Apapa will take over the leadership if the National Working Committee so appoints. That was the cause of the problem. So if that should be the issue, that means that they are asking for the procedures that was contained in the Constitution to be followed. Some of us came out and looked at the Constitution and say that sections of the Constitution alluded to the fact that even if you are to remove the chairman, it must be a constituted authority based on the chapters of the Constitution, which says that an election or removal of the chairman must be done by a national convention specifically called for that particular.
Oh dear. Well, we momentarily lost connection with Mr. Eunice Atanko, but we'll get back to him to let's speak to these issues. It's a major one. Make or mar, call it that. Well, Mr. Atanko, I see you're back. Please go ahead.
Yes. So that was the position we took. So it is amazing now to see that that particular position of asking Mr. Abure to do the right thing and follow the procedures of the Constitution now have been buried under the carpet. And then I'm hearing that those who are agitating for the right thing to be done now are agitating and supporting some of the processes that was seen to be wrong, and then they are now together. It's fine and dandy. But the fact still remains that if the right thing has been done, if it has not been done, then we are back to square one. Then possibly there may be another interest behind it, rather than the interest of the party and the public in general. Probably with the due course we will come to know. But as far as we are concerned, His Excellency Peter Obi is still a member of the Labour Party. All he asks for is that the right procedures be done so that there will be an inclusive movement, an inclusive political party that everybody will be proud of. Simple and short.
So, Mr. Tanko, you said earlier that the Obedient movement is bigger than the Labour Party. Is this by any chance, probably the reason that the the regrouping, that is responsible for the regrouping of the Arabami Apapa with Mr. Julius Abure now. Perhaps they are worried about a possible hijack of the party, and stemming from the initial position by the presidential candidate that if the leadership crisis is not resolved, he may leave the party.
I keep on wondering when people say hijack. As long as you are a card-carrying member of the party, you have every right to agitate and disagree and agree with any position that has been taken within the party. You have the right to vote and be voted for. So as long as you are a card-carrying member of the party, I don't see anybody hijacking anything. Because it is clear the constitution of the party gives you the modus operandi and how to operate within the structure of the party. I have been one of the advocates from the beginning when I noticed that there has been a strong movement of individuals coming to join the party, that I asked them that if you are a group, you can join the party. If you join the party, you have a right to formulate issues that will be advantageous to the party right from the beginning. You cannot be outside the party and dictate to the party. It cannot work. So you have to be a member of the party.
All right.
As I said, the obedient movement can be found in every home, because every Nigerian that is demanding for good governance and the right thing to be done is categorized as obedient, because that's what it stands for, good governance.
All right. Dr. Tanko, we'll have to thank you so much. Just quickly on a final note, we have less than 30 seconds to close. If the obedient movement is bigger than Labour Party, does that imply that Mr. Peter Obi is also bigger than the Labour Party?
No, and Peter Obi is a loyal member of the Labour Party.
All right.
So, guys, you can see that these people, honestly, they are just haunting Peter Obi. An Igbo man can never be president. An Igbo man, they know that Peter Obi has huge supporters, but they cannot just come out openly to say we are going to fight Obi. They are going to fight him within the party. You know, within the party. That is where his own enemies are. Remember, these people didn't vote for the Labour Party during the election. He came out his after Peter Obi said you should vote for anyone you like. He voted for the APC. And we saw all the court proceedings, how they will come there to disrupt the sessions. So, guys, these are no Peter Obi's friend. These are no Peter Obi's friends. Honestly, you will know that these people have hidden agenda going on. And I think Peter Obi should not take some of these things they are doing for granted. One has to be wise ahead of 2027. Peter Obi should really, really take his time to scrutinize these people's plans, their actions, to really know if these are the group of people he really wants to work with. Call it Abure, call it Arabami or whatever. You know, Peter Obi has to know if these are the kind of people he really wants to work with. So, guys, you have heard it for yourself. Let me know your take. And if you feel this video is shareable, I want you to share it with others, because obedience, we need to shine our eyes. Tinubu has made it categorically clear that he's coming back in 2027. You know, Tinubu said, I am coming back. He knows what is giving him the liver. Even when he knows that he has performed zero. I mean, his performance has been ranked to be zero. Tell me what is working in Nigeria. But Tinubu boldly said he's coming back in 2027. That will make you wonder what is giving him the impetus, what is giving him the boldness, the courage to come out and say that. It's because he knows that he has agents that will work for him to destabilize the party, and also he has people like INEC chairman and the judiciary that will stand by him. Anyway, I rest my case at this point. If you are a genuine obedience, drop your thoughts, your genuine thought for Peter Obi, your advice, and I want you to share this video. And if you don't mind, give me a like, subscribe, comment, and also share this video. Thank you.